Welcome back to my channel, Absera Studio. All students and audiences, welcome to the stage. It's an absolute pleasure to have each and every one of you here today. I want to take a moment to share something truly special with you all, my YouTube channel, which is Absera Studio. Liking my videos shows your appreciation for the hard work I put into creating them. Thank you for joining my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future cosmic adventures. Thank you for watching my channel.
Welcome to my presentation. This is Geography of Ethiopia and the whole. Today I am going to present the last part of chapter 1, which is entitled as Basic Skills of Map Reading. Then in this, I will show you the definition of map, then what does it map, and basic elements of map, and also the basic principles of what maps are there. So the first one is the definition of map reading. So how do you define a map? What is a map? So a map is a simplified form of what a reality, meaning that a map does not show all features at the same time, meaning that important characters of what the features are determined and unwanted details is eliminated to certain clarity on a map whose scale has been reduced there. So that this size of what the map can be determined based on the scale of what the map, meaning that if we are using what a small scale map, then we can cover a large area. And if we are using a large scale map, then we can display a small areas there. So that anyway, a map is it is a simplified form of reality. So whatever we do have different features are there. So that based on the scale of the map and based on the purpose of the map, then we have to visualizing those features at the same time. And the other one is a map is a symbolic representation of what reality. So that we do have a different features are there on the reality. Then when you are displaying what that reality into the map, then there should be using of what a different symbols will be there. So those symbols will be nationally and internationally agreed symbols should be used in order to represent the real features. So a map is a symbolic representation of reality. The other one is a map is a diminished using of what the real scale, meaning that it is reducing the size based on the size of the scale. So for example, at the same time, then we can display, for example, Ethiopia, or we can display Africa or world there. So that can be done based on the using of the map here. So a map is a diminishing form of reality. And the other one is a map is a bird's eye view, meaning that it is a top view. We can see only in two-dimensional surface. But on the reality, then we can see every features in three-dimensional surface. But on the map, then we are looking for the map in terms of bird's eye view or based on top view, or we can see only two-dimensional surface. And the other one is it is a representation of a part of the earth on two-dimensional. So it is whatever there is three-dimensional surface are there, and we are displaying of information from three-dimensional surface into two-dimensional surface. And the other one is a map is a two-dimensional scale representation of a part or a whole of the earth surface in a bird's eye view on a flat body of paper, blackboard, wood, or cloth there. So that since we do have different types of what features are there on the reality, so that in that case then we do have a different types of what techniques are there in order to represent or in order to transform information from three-dimensional surface into dimensional surface. Then finally, then whatever it is, the information is displayed at a bird's eye view or in the form of 2D or two-dimensional surface. So finally, then we can display the information on paper or by blackboard or wood or cloth or whatever. And a map reading encompassing a systematic identification of natural and man-made features. Yeah. So meaning that then we do have a different types of features as there on the reality. So that in that case, then as a map reading encompassing a systematic identification of what the natural feature or the man-made. Yeah. So that we can display information, or we can transform information from three-dimensional surface into dimensional surface as a natural landscape or the man-made features. Yeah. So these features cannot easily be observed and interpreted in real landscape. So maps are essential to geographers. Yeah. Meaning that, so for example, we do have a different mountains, plateaus, hills, valleys, rivers, rocks, plains, roads, railways, buildings, caravans, whatever different features are there. Yeah. So that on the reality, it is difficult to observe, and also it is difficult to interpret what is seems like on the reality. So that, but if those features have represented on the map, then it is important for geographers to interpret what types of what features are there, and also interpret and identify what seems like their location, what seems like it is area, what seems like the distance from one area to another area. So maps are useful for giving location of what geographical features by varying methods of what grid reference and also place naming. Yeah. So if there is displaying what information from three-dimensional surface into two-dimensional surface, then as a geographer, then we can identify the location by reading of what a grid reference system. So we do have location expressions are there in terms of what national grid reference system and also international grid reference systems are there. So that by reading of what these latitudinal and longitudinal values, then we can identify the location and also we can identify the place name. Yeah. So maps are used on various disciplines here. So once map is prepared, then that map can be used for different disciplines or different sectors or different offices, like for the land use planning, for military science, for aviation, for tourism, for marine science, for population studies, for epidemiology, or for geology, economics, history, archaeology, agriculture, geography, history, whatever. Yeah. So there is no any field disciplines that cannot be using of what a map. So this map is important for different disciplines or different subject matters. Yeah. So maps are potentially used to assess reliable measurements of what a geographical features. Yeah. So that we can measure reliable or accurate information. So these measurements can be the area, size, and distance here. So that once we do have a map, so that we can calculate the area for the map, and that area for the map can tell us about what seems like the area on the ground, and also we can identify the distance between two places on the map, and also that tells about what seems like the distance between certain place on the reality, and also what seems like this direction here, or position here. So the other concept is importance of what map. Then yes, map is important for different purpose. Then representing geographical studies, geographical details of what region, that is geographical factors of an area, such as relief, drainage, and settlement. Yeah. So that whatever we do have a different types of what geographical factors are there, or geographical landforms are there, we can represent those features on the map. This is one important point. And the other is it is a powerful tool for making spatial analysis of what geographical factors of what area representation here. So we can analyze spatial analysis here, meaning that what seems like the spatial dimension of what, for example, climate condition here. So a climate, like for example temperature, rainfall is vary from place to place. So what seems like the spatial variation of what the climate, what seems like the spatial variation of what soil, or what seems like the soil type from one area to another area. So we can analyze spatial analysis here. And the other one is it shows location of what geographical features by varying methods of what grid reference, place names, and etc. So yes, we know that in the previous periods then we have seen about the expressing of what the location, meaning that location can be expressed as what relative location and absolute location. So absolute location or astronomical location or mathematical location, then it tells about the exact location of what a feature by reading of what the national and international grid reference systems. So map is important for identifying the location or the position. Yeah. The other one is used on various disciplines, like for example in land use planning, military aviation, whatever. Yeah. So that it is important for different different sectors. Map may make storage of what geographical data of areas representation. Yeah. Then maps make storage. Yeah. So we can develop different phenomena. The information can be stored in the format maps. Yeah. So maps are potentially used to assess reliable or accurate measurements of what the geographical features can be area, size, or distance. Yeah. And also it is then this map is important for example in the ancient time or in the primitive peoples used to draw simple maps on the sands. Or by in the walls or in the cables. So those aerial maps were sketch maps, yeah, covering very small area without a scale. Yeah. So if the map is developed without a scale, it is not considered as a map, rather than it is considered as it's an image. Yeah. So anyway, then in ancient time or in the primitive society, people they are visualizing of what any information on the map. So their main purpose of what preparing of what a map in ancient peoples or in the primitive peoples was to show the location of what waterfall and also where is the examples of what rivers or an excellent hunting grounds are there. Where is hunting grounds are there, meaning that in order to locate the major river, the major waterfall, major fruits are exist, and also major or the direction of what hunting grounds are where. So their purpose is to show, to visualize such phenomena. The most people still use maps for similar purpose. Yeah. Now, at the current time, the map is important for different activities or for different purpose. Yeah. Like for example, the first one is to locate. Yeah. Meaning that a map shows the exact site of what a place as well as the situation. As the geographical mobility of what peoples increase, the use of the maps for vocational purpose also increase. Yeah. So that once we do have a map on our hands, then we can easily identify the location, whether it is located in the west, east, south, or north, south, or east, west direction. Yeah. So that once we are identifying what the location of what one place from another place on the map, then on the reality, then it tells about the information, whether, for example, where is the location of what Ethiopia in relation to South Sudan or Eritrea, so that when there is a map, then it tells about the location of what Ethiopia or the location of what Eritrea in relation to Ethiopia or the location of what Ethiopia in relation to Eritrea. And the second one is to measure distance. Yeah. Then with the help of what map, distance between places could be measured there. So once we do have a scale of the map is there, so that by reading of the scale of the maps, then we can identify the distance between two places. Yeah. So we can calculate the distance between two places, meaning that a scale is equal to map distance over ground distance. Yeah. So map distance we can measure on the map, then a scale should be given, and ground distance, then we can calculate the ground distance between two places on the by calculating of what the map distance. Yeah. So we can measure the distance between two places on the ground. Yeah. So this is one important. Yeah. The other one is to calculate the area. So once we do have a map, then we can calculate the area on the map, and also that area on the map can tell us about area on the ground. Yeah. So that the linear scale area is linear scale area. A linear scale could be converted into aerial scale. If so, then finally then we can calculate the area on the ground. Yeah. The other one is to identify the direction. We can read the direction of what objects placed from one another on the map. Yeah. So we can identify the direction, or we can identify the bearings by reading and interpreting of the map. Yeah. The other one is to show relative position on a certain given area, and also to discover relationship between different phenomena by analyzing map information. And the other one is compare changes through time. Yeah. So when we do have spatial variations and temporal variations are there, so what seems like it is changes from time to time and from place to place. Yeah. So that we can identify the changes here. And the other concept is types of what map. then we do have a different types of what maps are there, so that based on their purpose and based on the scale of the map, and also based on the information what we are going to display, we can classify the maps types of what maps are into three. The first one is based on the purpose or based on the function of the map. The second one is based on the types of what information conveyed by the maps. And the third one is based on the scale of the maps here. So that based on this, then we can classify maps into three. The first one is based on the purpose or based on the function of the map here. So this is what based on the purpose or the function for the map. Then a map is prepared and developed to show physical as well as cultural maps are there. So there is a physical map which is showing the physical features of the Earth surface, and also there is a cultural maps are there. So that based on their function, there is physical and cultural maps are there. So what types of what maps are considered as a physical map? Like for example, orographic or relief map. Meaning that when we do have orographic or landscapes are there, so that when you are visualizing that landscape into the map, then that is known as this relief map or orographic map. And also geological or soil maps are there, meaning that when we are preparing for a soil map, and also we are preparing for the major geological events are there, then these types of what map is physical, which is soil map. And there is climate map and weather map, vegetation map, biometric or depths of the sea map, and also astronomical maps are there. So that these are considered as some of the physical map here. Cultural map, then as the name indicates cultural, then it tells about it visualizing the human aspects, like for example, ethnographic maps showing the distribution of various ethnic groups here. And linguistic maps, economic map, demographic map, urban map, political map, then historical maps are there. So that we do have tourism maps are there. So this is considered as the cultural map. So that based on their function, there is physical map and there is cultural maps are there. And the other one is based on the types of information conveyed by maps, or whatever it is, physical or human or cultural are there. So on the information they convey, maps again can be divided into two broad groups here. Topographical as well as thematic maps are there. So based on their information, what we are going to represent on the map, it can be topographical map or it is a general purpose map, and also there is thematic maps are there or a specific purpose maps are there. So this a general, or sometimes it is known as reference map or topographical map. Then it shows two or more natural or cultural features of what an area at the same time. Meaning that one map tells about the information about two or more cultural or physical informations can be included. Then that types of what map is known as general purpose map or reference or topographical map. So a general purpose maps are containing a little information. You see why? Because it is including of what different informations are included here, so that it is difficult to detail information about each parameter. So their ability to provide different information is their advantage, whereas their weakness is to show limited detail information here. For example, in one map, when there is the extent of what information like the soil, the climate, the drainage system, something, then it is including of what different information, but there is a limited detail information about each parameter is existing. So this is a limitation. So contain a little of many kind of what information at relatively low level of what detail. So low details are there. They could be small, medium, or large scale depending on the size of the area represented. So that this general or reference topographical maps can be developed or prepared as a small scale map, which is covering for a large area, medium, or a large scale map, which is drawing of what small area coverage. So contents of what topographical maps depending on purpose of what the map, scale of what a map, date of what completion, and nature of what the land representation. So that how we are going to develop this general reference map, it is determined based on the scale of what the map, based on the date of what completion, and also based on the nature of what the land representation. Then the second one is specific or thematic or topical or special maps. Yeah. Then as the name indicates, specific or thematic, it is only focusing on one idea. Meaning that it shows only one geographical element such as temperature, rainfall, settlement, or vegetation. One element, yeah. If there is temperature map of what a certain area. If it is focused on rainfall map of what certain area. It is what? It is topical, or one issue is represented at one map, yeah. So if so, specific purpose maps are often called thematic maps or topical maps. We use this term because specific purpose maps emphasizing on a single topic like rainfall, temperature, settlement, vegetation, the culture, history, whatever. Yeah. So it is only focused on one topic or a single topic. So unlike topographical maps, they are prepared for special purpose. Generally, they give information about one specific topic related to either the natural or human-made features. Yeah. You see, they give a detailed information will be included there. Yeah. So the maps show detailed information about their subject. Why? Because it is focused on a single topic or one topic at one time. Yeah. So the third the classification of what maps or types of what map is based on the scale of what the map. Yeah. So based on their scale, then we can what? We can classify the maps into three. The first one is large scale map, medium scale map, and small scale map. Yeah. So large scale map, it tells about the scale of what the map is. It is the scale is greater than or equal to 1:5,000. Yeah. So this is what? This is the large scale map. Then this, for example, this is 1:50,000, like for example, greater than 140,000, 30,000, 20,000, something. Then this is considered as a large scale map. Yeah. Then it represents relatively small area, meaning that when we are using what a large scale map, then that large scale map represents a small area coverage. Yeah. And shows in its features in detail information will be there, so that we can what? We can make information in detail, and the aerial coverage becomes small. Why? Because we are using of what? A large scale map. Yeah. Large scale maps are further divided into the following types. Like for example, there is cadastral map, then topographical maps. It shows like physical features, man-made features, the name of what the specific features are there. So that this is what some examples of what large scale map. Yeah. The second one is medium scale map, and the scale is in between 115,000 up to 2015 100,000. Yeah. So this medium scale maps covers a wide area than larger scale maps, but covers small area than small scale maps. Yeah. So they are also able to present more detailed information than the small scale map, but less detailed information about large scale maps. Yeah. Then the third one is small scale map. Yeah. Then the scale is less than this much number, and the small scale maps covers wider area than large and medium scale map. You see, then when the scale of what the map is becomes reduced or small, then it covers a large area, but the detailness of what the information becomes low. Yeah. So small scale maps are further divided into the following, like for example, world maps and atlas maps are there. That means it covers a large area, meaning that world map or atlas map, it covers a worldwide area. The scale is very small and it covers a large area, but the information is very less detail is there. So the other concept is marginal information on the map, or we can say that elements of what a map. Yeah. So while we are going to develop a map, then basic map element should be included here. So what are the major marginal information or basic map elements are there? So marginal information helps us to read and interpret the geographical information of an area represented. This include, meaning that one map is a map, then it should have The first one is title should be there. Unless and otherwise there is no any title, then it is difficult to visualize the meaningful information here. So there should be the title of what the map should be there. If you are visualizing of what soil map, the soil map of what this area should be written like this. And when we are displaying of what the climate condition of what is certain area like the rainfall and temperature, then the rainfall and temperature amount of what this area, then there should be title should be there. So this title is what? It is the heading of what a given map, which tells what the map is all about here. And the second one is there should be a key or legend should be there, meaning that then the list of what all conventional symbols and signs shown on the map with their interpretation should be included here. For example, on the map, when there is a red color or blue color or white colors are there, then there should be a legend or a key should be there. This color represents this one, this color represents this one, this point represents this one. There should be a key or a legend should be there. Unless and otherwise there is no any scale, then it cannot be considered as a map, rather than it is considered as an image. So then scale is what? It is the ratio between distance on the map and the actual ground distance. So the scale enables the map user to interpret the ground measurements like road distance, area, and gradient here, so that this can be calculated based on the scale. But when there is no any scale on the map, it's difficult to calculate the area, distance, and also gradient here. And the other one, major elements or marginal information is north arrow. So this north arrow, then it tells about the direction. It tells about the direction. Where is the north in there? So it is an indicating with the north direction on the map used to show the other important direction of the mapped area like east, west, south, and west. So that if there is no any north arrow, then it is difficult to identify the position in relation to others, because northing should be included here. And the other one is there should be margin, like is the frame of the map. The frame should be there. It is important for showing the end of the mapped area. Margin should be there. And the other one, date of what publication or completion should be there. So it is a date of what map publication, when this map is published or prepared. So this enables map users to realize whether the map is updated or outdated. So if there is no any date of what publications of the map is there, so it is difficult to identify the information whether it is an old map or it is updated or new map. So date of publication or publication should be included there. The other one is types of what projection should be there. So what types of what map projection is used here? Then this map projection, it tells the kinds of what projection used in making of the maps here. So that this map projection is a mathematical transferring of what information from 3-dimensional surface into the dimensional surface here. So we do have different types of what map projections are there. So each map projections have its own limitations are there. So that during map projection, then there is the existence of a distortion will be there. Distortion in terms of what area, distortion in terms of what shape, distortion in terms of what length, and also distortion in terms of what angle or azimuth will be there. So that what types of what map projection was employed during map preparation should be included there. The other one is place of what publication and publisher, where this map is prepared and by whom. So it tells where the map was published and identifies the organization that published the map. And the other one is the author should be included. Author who is preparing for this map. So these authors identifies the copyright owner of the map and indicates who has prepared the map. So once the map is prepared by someone or Mr. X, then the other person can be used that map by getting of what permission of what the authors. So this is including of what the authors is important for identifying the copyright owner. The last but not the least is the basic principles of what map reading. Yeah. So in developing of what a map reading abilities and skills, certain basic principles must be applied by the map reader to translate map symbols into landscape image. Yeah. So that when you are reading of what the map, then we have to have the skills and the knowledge of what the basic principles of what map reading should be there. The first one is visualizing map symbols, or we have to know the knowledge of what map symbol should be there. And the second one is the knowledge of direction and the knowledge of what grid reference system should be there. So when you are talking about the knowledge of what a map symbol, map readers must have ideas about the symbols and also the real world landscapes here. So which area is represented by which symbol, then he should have the knowledge of what the map symbol should be there. And also every map symbols must be visualized by the reader to read a map here. Then every map should have its own symbol. So then based on by reading about the map symbol, then he can identify the information. The other one is knowledge of direction. Yeah. Knowledge of what direction is an important principle in reading of the map. Yeah. So unless a reader knows the basic direction, he or she may not use the map effectively. Yeah. So by reading of the map and by using of the north arrow, then he can identify the direction or the position of what the map reading. Yeah. So before locating features using a map, north should be determined and the readers should have a practice in finding this direction. Yeah. So the first thing in the map should be including of the direction. Where is the north? Yeah. So by using of that north direction, then we can what? We can determine the different types of what directions. Yeah. And next, they should learn to read direction on a specific maps and the location of the feature shown on the map in relation to others or in relation to the position of the other features. Then for that, then we have to, one thing, there should be a north arrow, and the other one, the map readers should have the knowledge of the direction or the reading of the map based on the northing. Yeah. The other one is knowledge of what grid reference. Yeah. So knowledge, knowing the grid reference system gives an accurate description of what the location of what the features are. Once you have located where you are, the grid system makes it simple to give an accurate description of what your location is. Meaning that then by using of the grid reference system, then we can accurately express the location of what the feature or the absolute or the astronomical location of what a feature by reading of what the grid reference system, which is national grid reference system or international grid reference system. Yeah. And the other one is this description, which will be a series of what numbers, is also known as a grid reference. Yeah. So that by reading of what latitude and longitude and the international grid reference system, and also by reading of what easting and northing in the national grid reference system, then we can identify the location of what the features on a map. Yeah. So this is more about the today's presentation. So until next time, see you. Then thank you very much.
Thank you for joining my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future cosmic adventures. Thank you for watching my channel. Until next time, keep looking up.